All right. So we're going to start in a seated position. Make sure the spine is upright. We're going to begin with our chant of Sahana Vavatu and then move into a little meditation. So just make sure you're comfortable, that you're warm, that you have all the support you need. You might like to close the eyes, sigh the breath away. Good. And then breathing in. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So just stretching forward, whether you're in a chair or seated, cross-legged or kneeling, or have the legs stretched out in front, just fold forward. Just close the eyes, soften the shoulders, soften the upper back. Again, you might like to sigh the breath away. Softening, letting go. And then gently come up, but just keep the eyes closed. Check that the spine is upright, relax your shoulders, soften the face. And I invite you to take a few moments to reflect on how you've been feeling over the past month or so. So what your moods have been like, what your self-talk has been like, how you've been feeling emotionally during this global pandemic. And if, like me, you've been on a bit of a roller coaster emotionally, if you found yourself at times wishing that things were different and perhaps thinking that you're not good enough or you're not being productive enough or not doing enough yoga or meditation or eating too much or drinking too much, I invite you to say to yourself in your kindest voice, how human of me. How human of me. Give yourself some empathy. This morning's practice is all about developing witness consciousness. So stepping out of the story, the situation, the drama, as though part of us is a detached observer, the witness. And this part of us is hovering a metre or so above us, just watching everything we do, everything we say, everything we think. but without getting so affected or involved. One of the Sanskrit phrases for this term, witness consciousness, is sakshi, sakshi. And in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, it's referred to as Atman. This is our true, authentic self, the witness, pure consciousness. So I invite you to now just bring the palms of your hands together and rub the palms until they feel nice and hot. And then we're going to make fists with the hands, or you can use your fingertips and just start to tap all over the top of your head. Keep the eyes closed. Go down to the sides of the head, the back of the head, and even onto your forehead. Good, you might like to take glasses off if you've got glasses on. And just now start to give yourself a little bit of a massage. So right into the bridge of the nose, under the eyes, that bony ridge, the top of the cheekbone. These are really good points to press for any sinus pain or congestion. Under the eyes, go out to the temples, give the temples a little bit of a circle. And even up to your forehead, just massage the forehead. Good. And then just wet a finger, dab a finger, get a bit of saliva. And we're going to press that on our third eye. Good. Now release the hands down, keep the eyes closed. And just start to connect now with your breath. Long, smooth inhalation. And long, smooth exhalation. I want you to see if you can imagine that you're drawing the breath in through the perineum. So breathe, draw the breath up from the perineum all the way up to your third eye. And as you exhale, imagine the breath flowing out through your third eye. Now really slow the breath down. So drawing the breath in through the perineum, let it flow up the subtle spine, right up to your third eye. And as you exhale, the breath flows out through this point. If you'd like to, we can incorporate the phrase sakshi. So as you breathe in the sound sak, and as you breathe out, shi. Drawing the breath in through the perineum, take it right up to your third eye, sak, shi. Let the breath flow out. Let's work with this for a few more rounds of breath. And for another few rounds, if you'd like to, we can incorporate what's called Hakini Mudra. So we bring the tips of the fingers together and we rest this in front of the third eye. Now, if the arms get tired, of course, just release it down. So keep the eyes closed. So this Hakini is actually the goddess of the third eye. And when we work with this mudra, it helps to strengthen the third eye, which is connected to our inner wisdom, the ability to seek answers from within, guidance from within, not have to ask someone externally for advice, for answers. And it's also a mudra that can help to relieve depression, stress, anxiety. It's a very powerful mudra. It's one of my favorites. I work with this quite a lot. And it's because we're connecting the fingers of both hands, it can help to balance the left and right hemispheres of the brain. So it's just a few more breaths, drawing the breath up through the perineum, right up to your third eye. And as you exhale, send the breath out through the third eye. So it goes in between your two hands. Hakini Mudra. Last breath. And then gently bring your palms together. Bring the hands down to your heart. Bow the head towards your heart. And gently lift the head. Blink the eyes open. Release the hands. And we're going to come up into a standing position. And just take your time, clearing things out of the way, perhaps taking blankets off, cardigans, jumpers if you'd like to, socks. We're going to start our standing poses with one of my favourite practices. And those of you who follow Deva Premal and Mitten, I noticed they've got a little clip of this, that they're big believers in this sort of shaking meditation as well. I think it probably originally came from Osho, but it's a really, really good practice for helping to let go of stress, tension, fatigue, anything unwanted in your system that's been weighing you down. So feet are comfortably apart, relax the shoulders, and we're just going to start to bounce. You can have the eyes open or closed. And make sure you're not holding the jaws tight. So let the jaws be relaxed, even open the mouth. And let the skin of the face be loose, not gripping the bones of the face. Let the flesh be relaxed. And you can sway a little bit. And you can flick or shake the hands as though you're shaking stuff off, letting it go, sending it back down into the earth beneath you. It's also a very grounding practice. If you're feeling sometimes you're a bit too much in your head, overthinking, worrying, this is a good one. Feel your legs, your foundation. Feel, connect with the earth beneath you. You can even exaggerate this. Let the shoulders jump up and down. Good. And then just slow this down. Come to a place of stillness, into Tadasana, mountain pose. Spread your toes, palms facing forward, chest, heart open, shoulders relaxed. Close the eyes. And again, as we breathe in, let's imagine the breath flows from the earth's core in through our feet, up our legs, through the torso, right up to the third eye. And as we exhale, the breath awareness flows out of our third eye. So drawing the breath in from the earth's core, take it up through the body, right up to the third eye, behind the forehead. And as you exhale, let energy, breath, awareness flow forth from your third eye. Let's work with this a few more times. Again, you can incorporate the sound suck as you inhale. She. Suck. She. So we're drawing energy into this third eye. When we work with this area, it helps us to concentrate, to focus, to have clarity of thought, to make decisions without loads and loads of procrastination, to be able to think really clearly. Just a couple more breaths. Keep the face soft. Good. And then gently release. Blink the eyes open, bring the hands onto your hips. So as we practice, you might like to imagine that part of you, this witness consciousness, is hovering just above us, perhaps a meter above us, and they're watching. It's watching everything we're doing on our mat, everything we're thinking, everything we're feeling and saying, with a degree of detachment, not so identified with the story, with the experience. Okay, we're going to work with a balance. This is from Thich Nhat Hanh. Some of you know this. If you're not sure, just watch and follow along. So we shift the weight into the left foot, and as we breathe in, we raise the opposite leg. Might just be to here. Some of you might be able to lift it up higher. As we exhale, we extend the leg, trying to keep the shoulders relaxed and the heart open, not doing this. Breathe in, we bend the leg in and lower, and then we swap sides. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale. Let's do 2 more to each side. So the balances can also help us to improve our concentration, our focus, clarity, to get clear. Keep lengthening up through the crown top, as though there's an invisible cord connected to the crown of the head, drawing you up towards the sky. So we're not just being drawn down by the force of gravity. There's a sense of lift and lightness in the body. Last one. Good. Bring your hands to prayer. Take a breath. We're going to work now with Circle of Joy, beautiful flowing sequence. Again, if you're not sure of this, just watch and follow along. So as we inhale, we interlace the fingers, lifting the elbows. As we exhale, we bend the legs and we round the back. Inhale, we stretch the arms up above the head. If this is a bit strong, you can do this. And as we exhale, the arms float down. We interlace the fingers behind us. Breathe into the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And as you exhale, you lift the arms up. Inhale, bring the hands back. And exhale. Let's do that again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, stretch up tall, perhaps separating the arms. And let the arms float down. Interlace the fingers. Breathe in, shoulder blades squeezing together. And breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to change it slightly this time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Interlace the fingers. Breathe in. Now this time we're going to come into a forward bend. So you come all the way forward. Legs can be bent or straight, arms up and over. Inhale, come all the way up. Bring the palms back to touch. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Again, we're changing it, leaning over to the left side. So the arms may be separated here. Come back to center, press down through the feet, over to the right, back to center. Release the arms down, interlace the fingers, breathe in. And again, let's come into the forward fold. Inhale, come up, bring the palms to touch. And exhale. Okay, this is our last round. Inhale. Breathe in. We're leaning over to the left and we're going to stay here for one breath. Come back to center. To the other side. Staying for a breath. Back to center. Release the arms down, interlace the fingers, breathe into the heart. And come forward and we'll stay for a breath. Inhale, come up. And exhale. Release the hands. Good. Okay, let's take the legs wider apart. We're going to do a bit more of a stretch for the sides of the body. Outer edges of the feet are parallel. So this is a variation of Trikonasana triangle. Shoulders back, chest open. Let's breathe in, turn to the left. And as we exhale, we tip over to the left side, looking down towards the left foot. On the next inhale, we come back to center. We turn around to the right. And we exhale over to this side. Inhale. Let's keep going. Turn to the left. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. And let's hold the stretch this time. Now you can keep that right arm pointing straight up. Those of you who want to stretch a little bit further, you can turn this top arm and extend the arm over your head. You can also keep looking down towards your left foot, or if the neck's feeling okay, you can look forward or perhaps even up. Breathe. Okay, bring the head to neutral. Inhale, come up, turn to the right and tip over to the right side. So again, left hand can be stretching straight up, or you can turn the arm and extend the arm a little bit over the head, looking to your foot or forward, or perhaps looking up. Good. Bring the head to neutral. Inhale, come up. And exhale. Bring the legs together. Walk on the spot. Give it a shake. Okay, let's take the legs wide. We're going into warrior two and then into an extended triangle pose. So turn the left toes around. Relax your shoulders. Exhale all breath. And then breathing in, raise the arms, turn to the left. Exhale, bend the left leg. Now, any issues with the shoulders this morning? You may like to rest the back hand on the hip or even both hands on your hips. Otherwise, the arms are in a straight line, so you might like to check. Watch you're not doing this with your shoulders. So drop the shoulders. Soften the face. Pushing back into the outer edge of the right foot. Not leaning over this bent leg like this. So ideally our spine is straight up and down like we're in Tadasana, mountain pose. Okay, let's breathe in. And as we breathe out, we bring the forearm to the thigh, palm facing up, and this right arm comes up. Now again, it can be just straight up, or it might be on your hip. Or we can turn the arm and extend the arm over the head. You might have the head in a neutral position. Some of you, if your neck is strong enough, may be able to look up under that right armpit and breathe. So please feel free to come out of the poses a little earlier this morning. If you're a bit low in energy, that doesn't feel right for you this morning. Bring the head to neutral. Inhale, come up, turn to center, and exhale. Let's turn the legs around. So shoulders relaxed, chest open. Exhale all breath. Breathing in. And breathing out. Bend the right leg. So again, option to rest a hand or both on your hips. Otherwise, the arms are in a straight line. We're gazing along the right middle finger. Shoulders softening. Good. Breathing. Relax the face. Okay, breathe in and bring your forearm to the thigh, left arm up. It can stay here, or some of you might like to turn the arm and extend the arm over the head. Be careful with your neck, looking down, forward, or perhaps up if that's okay for your neck this morning. Good, bring the head to neutral. Inhale, come up. And exhale. Step the feet together. Walk on the spot. Come to the fronts of your mats, if you have a mat, or the front of your space, standing into Tadasana. So feet hip width. Spread the toes. Bring the hands to rest over the heart space. Soften the shoulders. And just close the eyes for a moment. As you breathe in, you might like to say to yourself, Sak. And as you breathe out, She. Breathing in, Sak. Breathing out, She. Focusing on your third eye. Going to, in a moment, go through a few rounds of Chandra Namaskara, salute to the moon. It's a beautiful flowing practice, and it has 14 poses that make up the sequence. So if you're not familiar with salute to the moon, you can watch first if you like, and then join in, or just follow along with me. And if it's a bit strong for you this morning, feel free to just sit down, do some cat, do a forward bend, or just rest, and even visualize yourself doing the practice if that's better for you this morning. You might like to visualize a beautiful full moon in your third eye. Just relax the shoulders. Turn the sides of the mouth up slightly. So let's exhale all breath. Take the hands down by your side. And as we breathe in, stretch the arms up, palms together. Exhale, bring the hands down through your center. Breathe in, take the arms up again. You can have a little baby back bend here if that feels okay for your back this morning. And then exhale, come into a forward bend. So legs can be bent or straight. We step the left leg back first. We drop the knee, we untuck the toes, and then we inhale and we take the arms up. The hands can be shoulder width apart, or you might be able to press your palms together. Exhale, we come into plank. So the body's in a straight line. Then we come down onto the knees, elbows, chest and chin, the 8-pointed position. Breathe in, come through just into a low cobra to begin, elbows tucked in, and then tuck your toes back into dog. Let's just have a couple of breaths here. Find your breath. Now look towards your hands. We're going to step the left foot forward. Drop the right knee, untuck your toes, and inhale, come up. This is called Ardha Chandrasana, crescent moon pose. Exhale, step the right leg forward, back into our forward bend. Inhale, come all the way up, palms together, and exhale. So that's one round. Let's go again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Synchronizing your movement with your breath. Exhale, come forward. So this time we step the right leg back. We drop the knee, we untuck the toes. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, we come into plank. Body in a straight line. Drop the knees, elbows, chest and chin. Inhale, slide through. Tuck your toes, down face dog pose. Let's have a couple of breaths here. You can always drop down onto the knees if you need a little rest at this point. And then look towards your hands, step the right leg forward. Drop your left knee, untuck the toes. Inhale. Exhale, step the left leg forward. Breathe in. And breathe out. And again, inhale. Exhale, awareness to your third eye, the center of the forehead. Keep trying to come back to that point again and again. Exhale, forward. Left leg back. Drop the knee, untuck your toes. Inhale. Let's hold this pose this time for a breath. So exhale, keep holding. Breathe in and into plank. Down into the 8-pointed position. Through into cobra. Back into dog again. Let's stay for a couple of breaths. And then look towards your hands, left leg forward. Drop the right knee. Inhale, and let's hold for a breath. Exhale here, soften the shoulders. Breathe in. And breathe out. Right leg forward. Inhale, come up. And exhale. How are we going? Okay, we're halfway. Breathe in. Breathe out. Awareness to your third eye. Inhale. Exhale forward. Step the right leg back. Untuck your toes. Inhale. Again, let's hold for a breath. Any neck issues, make sure you look forward or down, not up. And also if you've got high blood pressure, it's best to look down and even actually keep the hands on your hips here. Okay, let's come back into plank. Down into the 8-pointed position. Through into cobra. Back into dog. Holding for a breath or two. Good, let's bring the right leg forward. Drop the left knee. Inhale, come up. Staying for a breath. Soften your shoulders. Good, and then into our forward bend. Inhale, come up. And exhale. Okay, 2 more. Hope you're feeling a little bit warmer with this practice. Breathe in. Awareness to the third eye. Breathe out. Inhale, suck. Exhale, she. Suck, she. Left leg back. Inhale. Let's stay for 2 breaths this time. Good. And then into plank. Down into the 8-pointed position. Through into cobra. Back into dog. Couple of breaths here. Awareness to your third eye. Bring the left leg forward. And inhale, raise the arms. 2 breaths. And exhale, step the right leg forward. Inhale, come up. And exhale. Okay, this is the last round. Let's remember that part of us is hovering up above us, a meter or so in the sky, watching everything we're doing. Right leg back. Inhale. And staying for a couple of breaths. Awareness to your third eye. And into plank. 8-pointed position through into Bhujangasana. Back into dog. Couple of breaths here. Good. Look towards your hands. Right leg forward. Untuck your left toes. Breathe in. Soften the shoulders. And exhale, left leg forward. Inhale, come up. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart, eyes closed. Sigh the breath away. It's a beautiful practice, very energizing, invigorating, and connecting with that beautiful energy of the moon. Good. Okay, let's release the hands. We're going to come down to lie onto our tummies. So just lying down and resting one hand on top of the other and your chin or your forehead on your hands. Feet are about hip distance apart. We're just taking a moment to rest. And I'd like to just share with you a little passage about Sakshi. So this is a description in one of the ancient Upanishad texts. In this text, it is described as a deity that remains hidden in all beings and is all pervasive. The indwelling self of all beings. The supervisor of actions that lives in all beings, the witness, the bestower of intelligence, the absolute, and devoid of the 3 gunas. So this part of us that we're imagining is hovering above us this morning in the sky is completely non-judgmental. It's totally accepting of us. It's full of compassion, and it can become a great source of spiritual strength when we keep connected to it. It can help us to become less rigid, less distracted, less reactive, and more expansive and more peaceful and focused. Okay, going to work with some beautiful back strengthening poses. They're variations of Shalabhasana, locust, and they also give a bit of a massage to the internal organs and the bowel. If it's a bit much around the tummy or the pubic bone, you can always put a blanket under that area. So we're going to extend the arms up above the head. The hands are at least shoulder width apart. So if you're really tight in the shoulders, you might even like to have them more of a V shape. And your legs are hip width apart, but again, they might be mat width if that's better for your lower back. The forehead is down on the mat. Exhale all breath here. And on your next inhalation, lift your left arm, your head, and your left leg. And imagine trying to stretch your fingers and toes in opposite directions. And then lower. 2 more. So left arm, head, left leg. And lower. Again, left arm, left leg. And lower. Now do the same on the other side. So right arm, head, right leg. And lower. 2 more. Imagine you're trying to add an extra centimetre or 2 to your length. So really stretching long. Imagine I'm drawing you forward from your hand and pulling you back by your foot at the same time. Good. And when you finish that one, we're going to do both arms and legs at the same time. So when you're ready, breathe in, lift arms, head and legs. And exhale. 2 more. Good. Now, when you finish this one, release your arms by your side and turn your head to one side. If the lower back's feeling a little bit tender, bend the lower legs and just swing the legs from side to side. Okay, now this is another variation of locust pose, Shalabhasana. So this is our start position with the head to one side and the arms to the side. The feet are hip width apart. Exhale all breath here. And then as we breathe in, we lift the head to center, we lift the arms and we lift the legs, palms face each other. As we exhale, we lower and the head turns the opposite way. So breathing in, head moves to center, arms lift, legs lift, and lower. So we're alternating the head from side to side. Keep going and feel free to take a rest at any point, especially if the lower back's feeling a little bit tender this morning. The inhalation lifting you, awareness to your third eye. The exhalation lowering you. Now feel free to do a couple more. Those of you who'd like to challenge yourself a little bit more this morning, the next time you lift up, hold the pose. Keep the breath flowing. Point your toes. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Relax the face. And when you've had enough, gently lower. Perhaps sighing the breath away. Observing what's going on inside, how you're feeling. Again, if you notice any judgments, any harsh inner dialogue, any self-criticism. You might like to say to yourselves a few times, how human of me. How human of me. Let's gently take one arm above the head and we're going to roll over onto our backs and bring the feet up close to the buttocks and press the lower back down. Just take the feet almost out to the edges of your mat if you have a mat. If not, just take them a little bit further than hip width apart and then bring the inner edge of the knees to touch. So this simple action helps to broaden the lower back. So really good if you have sort of tenderness in the lower back at the moment. Really focus on pressing the lower back down into the floor now. Tuck the chin forward. Awareness to your third eye. Let's take the hands now to the back of the head where the hair begins to grow, so the base of the skull. And we're just going to start to give ourselves a lovely little massage. So keep the eyes closed, start in the center of the head, and you're going to slowly work your way out towards the ears. And I want you to pay particular attention to any areas that feel particularly tight or sore. I can feel one already. Notice if it's on the left side or the right. It's interesting if it's on one side more than the other. And at the same time, you might like to imagine that you're now breathing in through your third eye and breathing out through your third eye. So this is another little technique to help charge this important energy center, Ajna chakra, our center of inner wisdom, intuition, inner knowing. So imagine there's a hole in the center of your forehead and you're drawing the breath in through that point and breathing out through that same area. Now, if you find a particularly sore spot, just go back to that spot and press a finger a little more firmly and hold that for a couple of breaths. Good. And then release it. Release your arms down by your side. You might like to sigh the breath away. Good. Now the next movement is just to make sure the body's relaxed. We're just going to screw the eyes up. So just scrunch your eyes and then relax. Scrunch your eyes, squeeze them tight and relax. And scrunch and relax. And then open the eyes. Look up at a spot on the ceiling, wherever you're lying. Find a little spot. And I want you to blink 10 times as fast as you can. If you've got glasses on, just pop the glasses to the side. Blink 10 times and then close the eyes and just exhale. So as we get older, the blinking response slows. So we need to really keep this alive, this action. Let's do that again. Open the eyes, blink 10 times as quickly as you can. And then close the eyes and exhale. And do that once more. And exhale. When you've finished that, I want you to puff one cheek out. So take all of the air into one cheek, blow it out like a puffer fish, and then release it. Do the other cheek. And do that 2 more times to each side. When you've finished, Screw your face up as tight as you can. Clench the jaws, eyes, nose, cheeks, forehead, and then let that tension go. And do that twice more. Screw your face up as tight as you can. And release, and once more. And release. Good. And we're going to work into our jaw now. We can hold a lot of tension in our jaw. You might like to take your, perhaps your index finger to the area just below your earlobes where the two jaws meet, the upper and lower jaw, and just give yourself a little bit of a massage there. And at the same time, make a chewing motion. Imagine you've got a mouthful of food and you've got to chew very slowly. And notice how these points feel just under the earlobes. They feel quite tender. So take note if one side feels a little bit sorer than the other. Good. And then release the hands down. And finally, we're going to do what's called a tongue swirl. The tongue is actually connected to the heart muscle. So when we exercise the tongue, it's really good for the heart. And also we're producing more saliva when we move the tongue around, which is good for our digestion. So it's just a matter of, with the tongue, working around the upper ridges of the teeth really slowly. So move over the surface of each tooth, all the way around the front to the other side. And then do the lower teeth, the insides and the outsides of each tooth. If you feel that build up of saliva, just swallow it. Do the insides of the cheeks, so feel the flesh on the inside with your tongue. Good. And then swallow. Sigh the breath away. Okay. Little bit of abdominal strengthening work now. Any abdominal issues, or if you're menstruating, just take the legs up like this and just hold this position and really focusing on pressing the lower back down into the ground. And I like to point and flex the feet a few times. The rest of us are going to take the legs up as well, toes turned back, but we're also going to take our arms up like this. Palms are facing each other. Also, sorry, any neck issues, don't do this next movement. So just stay like this if you do have neck issues. Otherwise, let's breathe in. And as we breathe out, we're going to lift our head and reach our fingers towards our toes, pressing the lower back down, squeeze the tummy muscles and lower. Breathe in and lift. Hold, 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 and lower. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Hold, hold, squeeze the tummy and lower. Now feel free to do a couple more of these. You can rest at any point if you've had enough. Those of you who'd like to challenge yourself a little bit more this morning, lift up one more time and stay there. Holding, and keep the breath flowing if you're holding. Good. Couple more breaths. And let's all bend the legs, cross the legs at the ankles, a hand on each knee, and make some slow circles with your lower back. Awareness to your third eye, Ajna chakra. And then come back to center, cross the legs the other way and circling in the opposite direction. Good. And then come back to center. Place the feet down close to the buttocks. Feet are hip width apart. Going to move into a twist and a couple of options with your arms. So the gentler option is to have the arms out at shoulder height with the palms facing up. Those of you who'd like a little bit extra, it's a bit of work for the shoulders though, so see what you think. But it's really good for giving the back of the neck a little bit of a massage. We make fists with the hands and we place the fists under the back of the head. So once again, at the base of the skull. So even just doing this now, you can hopefully feel the knuckle of the little finger pressing into the base of the skull. So you can give yourself a little bit of a massage. How does that feel? And again, one side might feel a bit tighter and sorer than the other side. Now, if this is just not comfortable for your arms and your shoulders, please keep the arms out to the side. Try to broaden the arms, draw the elbows down. Tuck the chin forward, and from here we're going to move into a twist. So check that your spine is in a straight line. Breathe in. And then lower your knees to the left side. Now your knees are quite wide apart for a reason. So we can stay here, or some of you might like to lift your left foot up and place it on the outside edge of the right knee. If you're not sure, you can have a look at what I'm doing. So it just gives a little bit of an extra stretch down that right thigh, into the right hip, and even stretching the abdominal area. Probably you can hopefully feel a little bit of extra space being created there for the internal organs. Now we're holding this. Try to soften as much as you can in this position. Might like to close the eyes. Breathe right down into the belly. You might like to continue imagining that you can breathe in through your third eye and breathe out through this point. Sometimes referred to as our psychic eye that looks inward rather than outward. So we have our two physical eyes that engage with the world, that look outward, and we have this third eye directed inward. Okay, let's release that left foot down. Return your knees to center. Realign your spine if you need to. Deep breath in. And lowering your knees over to the right side. So again, you might like to lift the right foot up and place it on the outside edge of the left knee. Feeling an extra stretch down that left thigh, the left hip, and the left side of the abdominal cavity. Breathe into the belly. Soften the upper back and your shoulders, your arms, your face. Good. And then gently release the foot down, return to center. Release your arms, bring your knees in towards your chest. Give yourselves a lovely hug and rock from side to side. Come back to center. On your next inhale, raise your legs up. Arms can go out to the side or up and overhead. Saying to yourself, suck. And as you exhale, she. 2 more. Breathing in, suck. Breathing out, she. Last one. Good. Now, if there's any last little movement your body would like from you before lying for relaxation, please honor that now. And then when you're ready, you can set yourself up for Shavasana, relaxation. So perhaps pop your socks back on, perhaps cover yourselves with a blanket. You might like to pop your legs up the wall, or even put your legs on a chair, or if you're in your bedroom, pop your legs up on the end of the bed. Really good for helping to release the lower back, and really good for fluid retention in the legs, varicose veins. It can be quite a bit more sort of restful to have the legs lifted. Might like to pop a little pillow under the back of your head and perhaps cover your eyes with a scarf or an eye bag. So don't rush setting up for relaxation. Take your time. And when you've arrived in your place of rest, perhaps sigh the breath away. Have your arms by your side or resting on your belly, wherever's comfortable. Let the body drop down into the support of Mother Earth. And as you lie down to rest, you might like to begin by visualizing a spinning wheel. A wheel spinning around and around and around. It might be the wheel of a bicycle. Those of you who love to ride your bike. Might be the wheel of a motorbike or a car or a cart. Just watch the wheel spin. And now I invite you to identify with the very center of the wheel, the hub. So the outer rim rotates, the spokes revolve, and the center or hub is still. Keep your gaze steady on the center of the wheel. Keep returning again and again to the very center of the wheel. The most basic definition of the phrase Sakshi is in fact the center of a wheel. So life turns. Life can be very busy. Life can be extremely full on, spinning around and around, on and on it goes. But our aim, and this is with all meditation, is to find the center, a place of stillness. We can't necessarily stop the outside world, but we can learn to keep returning again and again to this place of peace and quiet and stillness, steadiness. Now release the image of the wheel and just allow yourselves now to rest in quiet, in silence for the next few minutes. And then very, very gently start to become aware once more of your surroundings, aware of sounds in the distance, as well as sounds that might be a bit closer. Becoming aware once more of your breath and your third eye. And bringing some movement into your fingers and toes. You might like to have a little bit of a stretch. And then rolling over to one side and just curl up into a little ball, hug your knees in. I'd like to share with you a little passage from a guy called Rolf Sovic. He wrote an article called Become Your Own Inner Witness. He writes, through the calm influence of the Sakshi, the witnessing consciousness, a new vision is nurtured, an experience of mind that is enduring. Like the ugly duckling discovering itself to be a swan, we find that our temporary patterns of mind prove not to be the final version of ourselves, that in the end, we are something more than our thoughts. When we see things from the point of view of the inner witness, we sense ourselves to be that witness, to be awareness, and that awareness is, by its very nature, filled with joy. Our passing thoughts are more like approximations in need of correction than truth. The inner witness gives us the confidence to see that our imperfections and distracted thoughts do not constitute who we are. Awakened through concentration, strengthened by non-attachment, and nurtured over the course of daily practice, the inner witness brings us a new vision of ourselves. So when you feel ready, let's gently come up into a seated position and we'll close with 3 Oms. Again, you might like to just wet a finger, dab it on your third eye, and as you chant, send or feel the vibration of the Om. Om, the mantra Om can actually help to awaken our third eye. It is the mantra connected to the third eye. So send the Om up to this part of you. Hands together at the heart. Deep breath in. Namaste. Thank you for joining me this morning. I hope you enjoy the weekend. Get out for a walk if possible. Thank you. See you soon. Thank you.